This is one of only two places in Easton where a feature film has been filmed. There was a movie done in the 1980s called Mermaids that starred Cher. It was shot at a number of locations in Massachusetts. The pond scene was here. A couple of the houses beyond the wall over here were adopted for the film. One had styrofoam rocks put on it to look like an old convent, and one was actually modified into a house that's still in use as a house. The important part of the story of Mermaids is that there were two daughters. There was Winona Ryder, who was the grumpy teenage daughter, and then there was this littler girl who wanted to set a record at something, and she decided holding her breath underwater was the trick. So she would always sink into the bathtub at appropriate moments in the film and hold her breath. The point is that one day she decided to do it for real in a pond. It was this pond here, okay? And according to legend, she almost drowned here and had to be actually rescued by the film crew.
In the movie, did she drown?
She did not drown in the movie. She was rescued by Winona, who was supposedly babysitting and not doing a very good job. So this is the beautiful lily pond. Mrs. Parker used to have trout in here, and they would come out every night and feed them corn, so that the trout would always stay around. This pond doesn't really have a name. I've been trying to find for several days what the name of it is. The pond up above this and back of the cemetery is called the Hose Shop Pond. This one doesn't have a name, but it had a certain importance because across the street was the Ames office and stable. And the Ameses never put in a yard engine to move shovels back and forth because the shovel company was basically too small. They used oxen for as long as they needed to, and then were replaced by trucks. Every night the oxen and the horses that were used at the shovel company were brought over here to be watered in this pond, and then brought back over to the barn for the night. All right, anybody have any questions?
Is this
It's a crab apples. They flower in the spring. It's a beautiful white.
Is this part of the estate?
This is the that's the garage. Yeah. Which of course they turned in the bottom into a nice, lovely picnic area. Totally different way. Okay.
Quite sure. Solomon scene. We're not patriots. This is a
Before we head back out onto the street, I wanted to stop here. This is the Heart Garden, and one of the best views of this, of course, is out the second floor windows, looking down on it, and it's really lovely. But another place that you can look at it is over here on the wall of Unity Church, looking down. And each season of the year is a different planting. You have little begonias during the summer season. We should be extremely thankful that this place is maintained the way that it is. And of course, we all know that the owners have been trying to sell it now for a couple of years, but They were in no rush. They want to find the right buyer so that it would be maintained for the future because so much work is going into making it beautiful. All right, did we pick Gloria back up? Is she still here?
I think I just want to ask you, is there like a reason why they call it the heart kind?
It's because of the overall shape if you look down on it from above. Yep.
Thank you.
It's a formal planting, and I mean, this is a very interesting garden. You know, Olmsted designed gardens that were meant to look like they were not designed. This is a much more formal arrangement, much more like a garden that you could expect to see in France, for instance. The garden in back of Queeser House, which we are going to be restoring, we hope. Vote for us at town meeting. We're going to be asking for CPA funds. Boomer's going to be asking for CPA funds. I'll just be nodding in the background. That's also a formal arrangement. It's the next generation after Olmsted. That's what this is. The next generation after Olmsted went back to the earlier formal designs. And the Queeser garden in the back of the library will be formal as well. Easier to maintain than this stuff.